you organizers for organizing this wonderful conference, and thank you to my elder brother, Mr. Chakravarti AVPS Garu and Daniel for this thing. But we are running short of time. I was supposed to make a presentation, and so are the other speakers, but today we'll have a quick panel discussion so as to make free our learned and esteemed speakers within the time. So I have here with me Mr. Tushar Jade and Dr. Suresh Pati as well. So I'll in brief, I'll start with the theme which I was asked to talk about, that is gene therapy, and the theme of this session, gene therapy and oligonucleotide therapy, the role of packaging. So, it was a 15 minutes presentation, condense it into a few words. It is something like, how is gene therapy and packaging interrelated? So I was going through the presentation of some of the previous speakers, and they talked about temperature, light, and all those things. But for gene therapy, most important thing is obviously temperature, though some of the products like oligonucleotides, antisense oligonucleotides, they are stable even at the temperature which is, even char a human body, that is 1500 degrees centigrade temperature. And there are mRNAs which can be stored at minus 70 degrees centigrade only. So these things has to be taken into consideration. But the most important consideration which we take care while packaging of a genetic material, the nucleotides, because the nucleotides are usually, negatively charged, made up of nucleic acids. So they have an inherent tendency of interacting with the positively charged material, especially the metal ions, and and they form the clusters. And this actually is a reason for most of the cases where we have the rejections. And if we talk about this gene therapy, we are actually standing in the junction of history. We are creating history in couple of ways. One, I'll say in the beginning and at the end. So beginning to say with is this, that gene therapy, this genetic material, the nucleosides, they are in between the biologics and the API. So they can be either, they can be field finish product, can be manufactured completely in a pharmaceutical plant, small molecule plant. They can be treated as an API because they are synthetically produced. Only difference is their stability, their BET different, BET, because most of them, the BET range is less than 0.05 endotoxin units per ml, which is, you can imagine, we cannot expect in pharmaceutical products. And the second is the stability. And the another thing is that wherever we see that the genetic materials, the nucleosides, wherever we see that they are very much susceptible to nucleosidase enzyme. That nucleosidase enzyme, that is like RNase, DNase enzyme. So there is practically impossible to find an area which is free from RNase or DNase. So all the genetic material, all the packaging material, whether it is a glass vial or a syringe or your infusion set, everything should be nuclease free. Even the gloves what we use, the aprons what we use, everything is nuclease free. So with this, I will go to the speakers. So first I will come with Dr. Pati. So, Dr. Pati, what are you doing in automation for improving the efficiency and quality of innovation?
Yeah, thank you CII team for inviting me for this session. And I would like to add what are the practical things that are being implemented and what are the challenges we are going to face in automation. So we started working on automation and even on a continuous manufacturing. We were working on the automation of a blister packing and a bottle packing. So the main challenge lies in terms of synchronization of all the lines. Let's say now we have introduced robos, cobos. Let's say it starts from pick and place of a leaflet, then followed by pick and place of a cartons and shrink wrapping. All these need to be done through a robos, cobos to reduce the human intervention, right? Now, the synchronization between these robos, cobos, and even optal serialization is a big challenge for us. So that we have overcome. Now, if you consider the packing material, so the packing material has to be tuned to our requirement. Now, the moisture content in the packing material plays a vital role. Even there should not be any pins in the packing material. And when you place the Kobo, for a, let's say human person place the cartons very safely. But if you consider the robo, it has to place, it has to flip into that carton or shipper. So that time we need to ensure the packing material has to be in accordance to our requirement. And the gap between the shipper also plays a vital role. So these are the practical experience that we are facing in the automation. And shipper has to be designed as per our requirement. Now, so moving forward, so the skill of the people also plays a vital role in the automation. So the people has to be trained to use this automation. So we are on the way, and even we are working on the continuous manufacturing, and integrating this automation with the continuous manufacturing will help to improve the quality, safety of the product.
Very, very well articulated, Sureshji. Dr. Tushar, what is the enterprise AI strategy for pharma companies and how impact do you see happening? So
Well,
this is almost similar to what Sureshji has said.
maybe I'll add the other element from R&D perspective
yes.
so that it
Yes.
it combines both together, answers the bigger, larger question in the room. And I think I'll, first of all, maybe thanks to CII, Chakravarti Garu and Daniel and team for having all of us here, and being a part of such an elite panel is my pleasure. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. All right, coming back to the question, enterprise AI. First of all, AI is not a magic wand which will come, you just use it like Harry Potter and it solves for all your problems. No, it's not. Yeah. Practically, AI is not that easy to use. Yeah. And it is not, I'm not talking about a chat GPT. All of us are using chat GPT day in, day out. But there are many challenges which we look at. For example, someone was asking chat GPT, what is France's favorite food? Yeah, what food does French people like? And it said French fries, which is not the case, right? Because AI hallucinates. That's the problem. So how do you build those guardrails and make AI work for you, right? I keep on talking to many AI startups, many AI companies, right? And they all come up with an option that, okay, you use my AI and your life will be simpler. Well, it is not the case, not every time, yeah? And I'm not taking away from any and everyone. I think the AI strategy for the company is extremely important. Don't just go and buy any random AI. Yeah, and I'm slightly digressing from packaging because Chakravarti Garu told me that it is no longer a packaging event. It is a global and multifaceted event. So from an AI strategy perspective, the way I look at it is there are three broad buckets. First is around productivity. Basic productivity, like you should have your own chat GPT in-house, not chat GPT, but a GPT in-house, right? Where you can ask questions, you can ask to translate a document, you can ask questions about your own data, whatever. So there are like tons of emails in your inbox. Finding one right email is such a big challenge for you, right? There's so many documents across all your OneDrives and your systems and Teams folders and all. How do you intelligently use AI to retrieve the right data and come up with the right response to an email from an authority or from a customer or to an auditor, right? Anyone for that matter, right? That's the first bucket. Second bucket is, I think, around the platforms. Now, over the past so many years, India being the pharmacy of the world, we have built so many digital platforms, right? Right from the CRM to SRM to many systems across, right? SAPs of the world inclusive. How all of these guys, how are you enabling the AI element on top of it, right? By putting a working AI, right? Like, for example, the way you raise a purchase requisition today, can that be intelligently done by an agent? You don't need to raise it yourself. You just talk to a bot, and bot in turn will raise a PR in the system in the background, right? That is the platform piece, and that's what I'm I'm more keen about, because that drives efficiency and that adds to the whole OE part of it, which Suresh already spoke about. And the third bucket is around business. Yeah, and business use cases are humongous, right? And this is where most of the value comes in. I think Suresh already spoke about how continuous manufacturing is coming out, and there are many examples, like the way you are running your packaging lines, for example, today, or even manufacturing lines for that matter. Can you prescribe, based on the previous data, a machine learning model, how that machine learning model can prescribe the right parameters for you to run that particular line in the right speed? Yeah, and so that your rejections are still managed and you are able to get the right yield out. Yeah, it's an important thing, and machine learning models are out there in the world, and we can start using it any point of time. I was giving R&D example, right? And since you have got manufacturing, I'll talk about R&D. So on drug discovery, like you rightly said about oligonucleotides and peptides for that matter, imagine a world wherein ChatGPT today is generating text, right? You're asking question, it is giving back your result. You're saying that, okay, so make Tushar stand next to Dr. Tathagat is my prompt, and make an image for it. It will make an image, right? It can do very easily. Now imagine the same GPT generating new molecules for you. Yeah, how amazing it could be, right? The way we are looking at drug discovery today, how we can actually reduce the timeline by 40 to 45%. Using AI, using workable AI, I'll say that again, which avoids hallucination, builds in the right guardrails, and ultimately makes sure that you are getting the right validated output. Yeah. So drug discovery is a very good example, and I have seen it work. There are few companies in the world who have actually got to phase 2 and phase 3 with the AI generated molecule, and hopefully we will see sooner a drug in clinic which will be first AI generated drug. And the moment it happens, the whole Pandora's box open, everyone will start hunting for AI. You will see the pipeline. Today, by the way, there are some 3,000 odd small molecules in clinic. Out of that, 80% of them are from biotechs, which usually was the other way around. Like big pharmas were able to drive that. However, it's flipped. The coin is flipped now. Biotechs are actually the pipeline has a very huge pipeline as compared to the pharma companies. So with that long monologue, I'll pass it on back
Yeah,
to
that's
Dr.
what I
Prasad.
was saying, that we are standing in the junction of history, that, biotech is taking over. And anyway, Suresh Garu, can you please tell us some of the innovations that is happening in the field of packaging development, packaging science, and with a bit of emphasis on oligonucleotides also?
The last one is a tough question. Okay. So now currently this packing is not a simple safety shield. It is moving from active to very passive to very active packing. So which is focusing mainly on the safety, sustainability, and even complying to the regulatory. Correct. Now even it is more cautious on the eco-friendly or environmental friendly. People are moving from PVC, PVDC to COC and COP, which are more biodegradable and recyclable, right? And if you ask me the innovation in the packing, now there are some pharma companies have introduced digital-based inhalers, which will enable adherence of the patient, and that information goes to the health provider as well to ensure that this adherence is maintained. So some people like Alzheimer's and this oncology products, they have to ensure the adherence of the product. So the packing is moving to that extent as of now. And going forward, and even if you ask me, the updated technology, the way, even the packing, the challenge that I am facing in my automation journey. So even shipper has to be molded to our requirement, right? Creasing, moisture content, and the shape of the shippers. So packing has to be updated according to the moving technology as well.
And I think the shift is from the big companies towards the solution providers.
Yes.
Innovation is happening.
Yes.
Anyway, Dr. Tushar, you have anything to say on this? Quickly, before I go to the next question.
No, I think very interesting stuff. And I think AI, again, I'll bring that AI element to it. I have seen companies actually simulating this and is saying that, okay, if I am changing the packaging from X to Y, how will this behave in the market, and will it be sustainable for that matter as well? So a lot of innovation happening in that space as well, Dr. Suresh.
So, Dr. Tushar, you are an AI guy, but I want to ask how to change the mindset of the people. How what is the element?
So first of all, I'm not a doctor.
Anyway, all
I'm
are
not on a
doctors
PhD.
here.
But anyways,
have the habit
coming back to the mindset, I think it's very important. First of all, people don't think AI first. People always think that, okay, there is a nail and I have a hammer and I'll just hit the nail with the hammer. Why? I mean, AI is not a hammer, and use case is not a nail. You cannot just hit every time with an AI use case, yeah? The moment you talk about, there was a technology called RPA, Robotic Process Automation. Any and everything in the world under the sun was getting automated using RPA, yeah? And what happened today is RPA licenses cost has been tripled by the OEMs because they are building monopoly. Right? So I think the world is moving towards democratization. The way we all should look at it, and it's a top-down approach, I would say. The leaders in the room are actually accountable for holding the AI governance for the companies, right? How do you define that AI-first thinking? Any particular conversation should have, and first of all ask that what is the benefit of doing this with AI? Yeah, and that ask will enable you to derive the benefit and track it as well. Whether whatever commitment you have done to the management that I'll be spending 1 crore rupees is actually giving you an ROI after 1 year or a couple of years, and then you are building on from top of it, right? So it's not going to be cheap. Mindset is absolutely very difficult to change for any and everyone, but I see a lot of things have actually improved over the past few years. Boards are funding AI initiatives. We are seeing a lot of conversations around AI in security as well, like, because data security is extremely important for us being pharmaceutical companies, right? So how do we make those fortified walls powered by AI? So a lot of things are happening there. Mindset is shifting for the Indian companies, but our competitors in the world, like China, the US and all, you will see a lot of Chinese companies are investing heavily in this space. And why India should be a laggard? We have been in the forefront, and I think this is our time to change the mindset and be the torchbearer like we have always been.
Sureshji, mindset, because you are a plant person, and this is something again I myself also face.
See, while we
Quickly.
Yeah. So while we focus on changing the mindset, we need to train the people. We need to update them accordingly. And the skill is not the thing that we can be trained in a day or two. That is where the resistance comes. So we need to train the people to the changing world and changing technology. And that's how we can implement. So,
Yeah, but people have to follow what is written. But many a times I have seen that they try to apply their mind, especially applying the mind is always good in R&D. But in production, QC and QA, I always say, where is your mind? If he says it with me, I said, go and deposit in the security. You have to deposit your mind in the security.
No, I agree. So if you put the right system in place, let's say now there are chances of human errors in the documentation. Now we are replacing that paper-based documentation to MES. So adherence becomes more and more. So that is, and the people has to be trained to the MES.
Agreed.
That is
Agreed.
how intervention of human will be reduced and human error can be reduced.
Yeah, and also I was talking to Sai here, and he brought this point, very interesting point, by the way. So the way documents are generated, if an agent comes and reviews it against STP, you can target those with exceptions. Wherever it is not followed, pick it up, right?
Even the machine will give the alarm and all those things. So anyway, all good things comes to an end. So our panel discussion will come to an end. But before that, and if you have any questions, you can catch them offline. We will make way. But yes, the second historical thing is today is the 150th date where, Bande Mataram was written, our national song. So with that, I say thank you to everyone. Jai Hind, Bande Mataram.